The first drop hits the ground and suddenly, the whole world changes. The air fills with that unmistakable scent. Earthy, fresh, clean, almost nostalgic. It's the smell that says, finally, it's raining. But rain itself doesn't smell like anything. What we're really smelling is the planet. The scent of rain even has a name: petrichor. It sounds poetic because it is. The word comes from Greek, petra, meaning stone, and ichor, the fluid said to flow in the veins of gods. Basically, the divine blood of rocks, which, as far as perfumes go, is a pretty metal description. The term was coined by two scientists, Isabel Baer and R.G. Thomas, in 1964. They were working in Australia, studying why rain seemed to awaken a certain smell in the air. After some dusty afternoons and a lot of sniffing rocks, the kind of research only scientists could make sound respectable, they discovered the answer. Dry earth and stones store a cocktail of oils and organic compounds that cling to their surfaces. When rain finally hits, those oils are released into the air. And that's petrichor, the smell of rain meeting a thirsty planet. But the real magic happens in the tiniest details. When a raindrop lands on dry soil, it doesn't just soak in, it explodes. In microscopic slow motion, that impact traps tiny pockets of air that rush upward through the droplet and burst out, flinging a mist of invisible particles into the air. Think of it as nature's own perfume sprayer. And inside those airborne droplets are the molecules that make rain smell like rain. The most important one is a compound called geosmin. It's made by Streptomyces bacteria, microscopic organisms that quietly live and die in the soil. When they die, they release geosmin, and humans are ridiculously sensitive to it. We can detect geosmin at concentrations as low as 5 parts per trillion. That's like being able to smell a single drop of it in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Evolution tuned our noses for it. For our ancestors, the smell of rain wasn't just pleasant. It meant water and survival. It was a signal that rivers might fill again, plants might bloom, and food could grow. So when we smell petrichor, we're not just enjoying the scent. We're feeling the echo of something ancient, a biological reminder that rain means life. But geosmin doesn't work alone. Plants contribute their own special notes to the fragrance. During long dry spells, they release oily compounds that coat nearby soil and rock, a kind of sunscreen to help them conserve moisture. When rain finally falls, those oils mix with the wet dust and geosmin molecules, blending into that rich, earthy aroma. So every rainfall is essentially a massive cloud of scent being launched into the air, drop by drop, like billions of tiny scent cannons firing all at once. But there's something else happening, something emotional. That's because smell has a direct hotline to our brain's emotional center, the limbic system. It skips the rational part of the brain completely. That's why a single whiff can pull you back to childhood memories. Rain is one of those universal sensory experiences that ties us all together. And the smell isn't the same everywhere. Every region of Earth has its own version of petrichor. The composition of local soils, plants, and microbes gives each place a different rain signature, its own subtle perfume. In India, this scent has been bottled for centuries. Perfumers there make midi attar, or earth perfume, by distilling baked clay with sandalwood oil. It smells like the first monsoon rain after a long, hot season. Essentially, it's petrichor in a bottle, the distilled nostalgia of summer's end. So, to put it simply, the smell of rain is the smell of life. Soil microbes, plant oils, and water all working together in one elegant chemical dance. But if rain on Earth smells this good, what about other planets? On Mars, for instance, there's plenty of dust and wind, but no rain like ours. If it did rain, the scent would probably be metallic, maybe acidic. No geosmin, no plant oils, no petrichor. On Venus, it technically rains too, but the drops are made of sulfuric acid. They fall through clouds so dense and hot that most of them evaporate before ever touching the ground. If you could somehow stand there, in a very, very good suit, the smell of rain would be closer to burnt matches and battery acid than anything pleasant. And then there are the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, where rain becomes something almost poetic. On Jupiter, storms create droplets of ammonia and water swirling through endless clouds. On Saturn and Neptune, The pressure is so immense that carbon turns into diamonds, falling through the atmosphere like glittering stones. So yes, somewhere out there, it literally rains diamonds, but it probably doesn't smell at all because of the lack of oxygen, which means the smell of rain is not just nice, it's unique to Earth. It's the olfactory fingerprint of a living planet. In fact, some astrobiologists have suggested that detecting geosmin, or something similar, on another planet might one day be a clue to microbial life. Imagine that. Identifying life across the galaxy, not by sight, but by smell. It's funny that the same bacteria responsible for the smell of fresh rain are also what make beets taste like dirt. Geosmin gives that earthy flavor. The next time someone complains that beets taste like soil, just tell them, that's the taste of petrichor with vitamins. And by the way, if you add ginger, beets taste a lot better. So the next time you step outside after a storm, take a deep breath. You're smelling the story of how water meets life, and you're participating in one of Earth's oldest rituals, the cycle of rain, soil, and air, repeating endlessly since long before humans walked the planet. Rain doesn't just clean the air, it cleans the mind. Maybe that's why it feels like starting over. Thank you for watching Into the Loop. Next time the sky darkens and the wind begins to smell like rain, you'll know what's really in the air and why it feels so good. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more journeys into the hidden science of everyday wonder.